Hello and welcome to GTO Coach and Go. I'm Jim Delleman with Group Travel Odyssey. I want to thank you for joining us today. Before we get started on our topic today, I do want to remind you, we'd love for you to follow us on Facebook. So make sure to like our Facebook page. You can connect with us on LinkedIn as well, Group Travel Odyssey. And if you are watching on YouTube, make sure that you hit that little subscribe button that's down in the corner. And if you ring the bell right by that subscribe button, you'll be notified anytime we have new content on our YouTube channel. So we'd love for you to connect with us on all of our social media platforms. Also a reminder for YouTube, if you have missed previous episodes of GTO Coach and Go, you can catch all of them on our YouTube channel. So make sure to look for those as well. Well, today we've got some really important new information for you. We have some new functionality with the way that certain suppliers are listed and used. And to help us go through all of that, we're going to bring on our lead accuracy guru, Sierra Jennings. So here is Sierra. Hi, Sierra.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
So what are we going to be talking about today?
So we have created a way for big corporate national suppliers. I'm talking McDonald's, Burger King, Taco Bell, things like that, Cracker Barrel even, that typically run off of gift cards or that just have a national salesperson with one national price all over. So right now we've got set up all of those ones for the gift cards. So Burger King, I have Chipotle, Mexican Grill in there, Cracker Barrel, McDonald's, Starbucks, Subway, and Taco Bell all are ready to go and ready to use in GTO already on this new way. And this new way is not much different than the way that you are used to doing, adding suppliers into your proposals and even in operations and trip manager. But there is a little bit of difference. So we just wanted to walk you through that and let you know how to use this new feature.
Fantastic. So are we ready to start?
Yes, let's show them.
Okay, and here we have a sample screen. So let's go ahead with that.
Perfect. I am just in one of our test trips. This is in Sales Manager, and I just wanted to show you that you can add your trip product like you normally do, and you're going to search just like you normally would. Let's do McDonald's, for instance. And there it pulls up first thing right there, McDonald's Corporate Arch Card Program. And you drop down and you see I've preloaded in $10 Arch Card, $15 Arch Card. That's all I did for this one because, it's McDonald's. So if we picked a $10 Arch Card, it's going to pop in that. And you can add it just like you would anything else. So I just wanted to show you that, again, these ones that we're talking about, these Starbucks and McDonald's and all of these, here's Starbucks, it changes absolutely nothing on the sales side. You're still going to pick your products. There's a $5 Starbucks card. This one is not a meal because, some people may just want to hand out a $5 Starbucks card for a drink and not a meal. And then we also have ones that will calculate as a meal. So again, very important, just like anything else, just read your descriptions when you're adding things to your proposals. Again, this is a $20 Starbucks card that will not calculate as a meal when we could pick one that does. So again, nothing changes over here. Chipotle, there's one Chipotle corporate gift card program and you pick your $10, $15, or $20 gift card. So that Sales Manager just wanted to ensure that nothing has changed over there. What has changed is just one more step for operations. When you go to booking, so how does this differ? So instead of having 500 Chipotle Mexican grills listed in our system with 500 different addresses, we have now one Chipotle Mexican Grill corporate gift card program. And it does not have an address. It has its address for its corporate location, but not by each Chipotle. So how do you pull in which Chipotle you want to go to? That's done in Trip Manager. So when we go to request this booking, and my screen might look a little different than yours because we have a couple different forms, but when your operations goes to correct this, goes to book this, request this booking, you will see down here, everything looks the same. Everything looks the same, except for right here. We have added this corporate supplier location specific, or specific location, so that you do everything regularly. And then your operations team is going to put in which Chipotle you want to go to. And this is a Google address, so it is going to pre-populate when you start typing in things. So let's say, I think this is an Orlando trip. We want to go to Chipotle in Orlando. Excuse me. Chipotle Mexican Grill in Orlando. And here's a bunch of different ones I can choose from. Let's say we're going to this East Colonial location. It drops in the Chipotle address. It even shows you on a map, so if you're more of a visual person, that you have the right address here. And that is all that has changed. So again, we added this in sales. When it got pushed to Trip Manager, your operations is going to request Chipotle. You would put in all of this information like you normally would. I have just requested it today. I did it, online. I purchased the gift cards today or whatever it is. And when you save and go back to Trip, now that Chipotle, has been requested, and you can go to confirm booking. And I did the same thing earlier, just so you can see with Starbucks. Again, Starbucks, you can just add a card. You can add that address in any time. So let's say operations team, if you haven't picked a Chipotle yet of where you're going when you were requesting that first booking, you could have just left that blank. And then when you go to the confirm booking, again, the same thing. You could then pick, or let's say you spoke to that general manager and you're not going there anymore, you can just change it right here. So all of that, this address specific location will be available to you throughout the booking process. And this, again, will pull into your final itinerary, and it will override what's in Supplier Manager. And again, this is only for corporate suppliers, and that are corporate suppliers that my team has deemed a corporate supplier. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So I'm in the Supplier Manager now. I'm not in Trip Manager or Sales. I'm in the Supplier Manager, looking at the McDonald's Corporate Arch Card Program supplier. Again, my screen probably looks a little bit different, but you get the gist of, you would basically see most of this information. Here, McDonald's Corporate Arch Card. Here is the billing address for their corporate sales team and their gift card support program that we have pre-populated for you. I even have down in the contacts, I've got the McDonald's Arch Card email and phone number and the storefront where you go to purchase these when you set up a corporate account. The address that you choose, that your operations teams chooses in Trip Manager, will override anything that's in Supplier, so that your final itinerary will reflect on these corporate suppliers, whatever address you choose, whatever McDonald's location, Chipotle, etc. location that you choose. And I just want to point out, I know we've said that this before. This could be a great use of these add information button. Everybody has access to this. I can't even override it. When you hit add information, and if you have your McDonald's Arch Card corporate username and login, and you want to make sure that that's, doesn't get lost, if you select yourself, again, see, I can I can only select myself, so I can't override this field. You type in whatever, if it's a general note, accounting note, etc. You can put your McDonald's Corporate Arch Card username and password right here, save and close, and that way your operations team will have it when they do go to book these gift cards or whatever you're doing. So this could be another great way to use this add information per different supplier. I will answer a couple questions. I think that's about all. I'm going to share my screen, um, Jim.
Okay.
But I do want to say, I feel like we're going to have some questions of what does this mean for the Buca de Beppos and, the big suppliers that have tons of different locations throughout the US that have the same menus and pricings.
Hmm.
And we are debating this, and we're going to be talking to some of our members and some of our internal team to see what we want to do more with some things like that. There's some pros and cons to both, so we just want to make sure that we get it right and make it the easiest for our members. So for now, until we release new updates, those big ones that have hundreds of locations with the corporate gift cards, those are available, and that is the only thing that you will use that corporate supplier specific location address for. And you will not even see it in Trip Manager. If you never choose a McDonald's, Starbucks, all of those things that I've listed, you're never going to see that corporate address button. It will only pop in Trip Manager when it is a corporate supplier.
So, question for you, for like Cracker Barrel, if they're just booking a regular Cracker Barrel meal, how does that work? Is that going to be, they would go to the regular Cracker Barrel, or do they go to corporate?
Cracker Barrel is unique, and that is why they are on this initial list of things that we have transitioned to. Cracker Barrel does not have a group menu, and they do have one person that can help you facilitate all eating in any of the locations, but they do not have a group menu, and they don't do a dumbed down pairing of a menu. They will take your group. You may still have to wait. You get tables as they become available. Your group gets a regular menu, but they also don't take prepayments.
Okay.
So I've actually been with a group and went, and it worked out really well. But again, that kind of gift card for people to pay, since they won't let the companies prepay, is a really good option. But I've seen it work both. So the reason we are able to do Cracker Barrel like this is because they don't have menus per thing. It is really the gift card, or you pay off of the regular menu.
Yep. So it's no prepaid set group menu. That's
correct.
Good. Okay, cool.
Yep.
And then we will, as we move forward and the decisions are made for some of these other corporate restaurants that have the same pricing, but it is a group menu, then, we'll get back to everybody and let them know. But currently, as you were saying, it's basically the meal card programs or the gift card programs that are offered by a lot of these corporate restaurants.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. And if you think about it, I mean, I don't think I really enjoy what I do. But I don't think anybody, including myself, wants to put in, 500 McDonald's into our system and then have to manage those. And so that's really, if you think about the logistics of us having to hand put in all of these things, that's where this idea came from. It also just gives a little more flexibility to your operations team to not have to change a supplier, take it off to go to a different McDonald's. They have the ability to put in whatever address they feel and change it during the booking process, instead of having to change it on the product level. It's really just that address line. So it should make it a little more flexible for operations.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. And I know we've talked about this a little bit before too, with suppliers from the supplier side, entering their own products and stuff in the supplier portal. This could make it a lot easier for them too, because they would not have to enter or send the information for each of their locations if they're listed as a corporate supplier. So
that is one of the pros of if we switch some of the other big ones like that, then I think we'll get a little more buy-in from our suppliers, because it'll make it a lot more easier to just enter one restaurant with 4 menus for 2023, rather than 39 locations of 4 menus for 2023. So
absolutely.
I do think we're going to see some more changes. Again, it wouldn't affect things too much. It's really just adding it the same in sales, and then having operations have that last step of adding the address. But if and when we do change this, I did this project this weekend. Corey and I kind of finalized it. That way we could debut it today. That way no one was, not too many people were working in the system. I know some of you were, because I got your help desk. But that way we don't ever want to make a big change, before debuting it. So I did this weekend so that we could talk about it today. That way, when you're searching for these things, or if operations happens to see this corporate supplier because they have one in a proposal, they know what to do.
That sounds great. And also for our users, if you do have questions, you can see I've had up at the bottom our email address. The help@gtonetwork.com is our help desk address. And please make sure you put help in the subject line. That will allow our system to know that it's a help desk, and it will create a ticket automatically. So that way everything is trackable. But if you have any questions on this, or actually anything else that goes along with our system, this is the best way really to get in touch with us, because there are people that are always looking at that help desk, email address. And so we have people that will be getting back to you ASAP. So, make sure that you do use that as well. So Sierra, thank you. This is great information. And I love having new updates and stuff like that we can share. This should make life easier actually for all of the users once they get used to it. So
yes. Yeah. And if they, if our members have any suggestions on some of these big corporate suppliers and what can help you, we've been listening and tracking your help desks about searching for things, and maybe it's a little difficult. How can we make that a little better, especially for these Buca de Beppos of the world where there's so many of them, etc. That's kind of where we're looking at and where we're heading, and we're trying to find an easier solution for you. So if you have suggestions, go ahead and put it in the help desk, and we always look at those. We either put it in development where it's going to take us a long while, or we'll talk about it at our next meeting and see if it's something we can do. So please feel free to send suggestions on topics like that, because that is something we're working on in the next few months here.
Absolutely. And Sierra brings up a very good point. That's a lot of the tweaks and a lot of the new little bits of functionality that we have in GTO is because of your feedback. So don't ever hesitate to contact us with ideas or just ways that you think that the system may be able to work a little bit easier for you. We will take all of these and take a look at them. And if it looks like there are things that are feasible, by all means, as Sierra said, we can add it to the development pipeline. Or if it's something that's a quick and easy fix, there are a lot of times that things happen within 24 to 48 hours and it's up and running for you. So don't ever hesitate to contact us with that information. That's, what it is to be a part of the GTO community. So we want your feedback on things. So Sierra, thank you so much for joining us and for giving us that new information. And hopefully we'll be hearing from some of our users on just with some feedback on how it's working, and also with some ideas that they have. As you were saying, we're kind of still working on how to make the rest of this work for like the Buca de Beppos and the Landry's restaurants of the world and stuff like that we kind of need a little guidance on maybe. So stay tuned for that as well. Just a reminder that GTO Coach and Go happens on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern time. So make sure to join us on Tuesdays. If you do miss it, all of our Coach and Goes and also our Destination Dispatch episodes are on our YouTube channel. So if you subscribe to that YouTube channel, you will be kept up to date with all of that information. So, and Destination Dispatch happens on Thursdays at 2 o'clock. This week, we're going to be visiting Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and talking to them about everything that your groups can do there and some new experiences as well in Milwaukee. So make sure you join us on Thursday at 2 o'clock on Facebook, YouTube, or on LinkedIn, and that will happen 2 p.m. live. So thank you so much for all of that. We really appreciate you joining us today, and we hope to see you very, very soon at another one of our Coach and Goes or at a Destination Dispatch. Thank you.
Thank you for watching this episode of GTO Coach and Go. We invite you to stay connected with Group Travel Odyssey on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn, And be sure to check out more of our media, including Destination Dispatch and the Destinations Beyond Expectations podcast. Please visit our website, grouptravelodyssey.com, where you can learn more about GTO and request a demo. Group Travel Odyssey, business without boundaries.